Well, Tony.
What's up? How we doing? Is anyone else as excited as I am that we got a new head coach and his name's Liam Cohen? It's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal.
We got some things to discuss, Tony.
Well, what are we talking about? Listen, like this look right here. So like everyone just look in this area right by you. Look to your left. Look to your right. Now look at the rest of the stadium, because this is what we want it to look like every Sunday in the bank, right here. We want this place packed, because as I tell you guys all the time, your presence matters. You being here matters. Take it from someone who played on this field for a long time and felt your presence every time I stepped on the field. And that's what we need. And I know there's a lot of season ticket members out here. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for being here week in and week out. Thank you for investing. I also know there's some non-renewed season ticket members in here.
Oh, yeah. We called those out earlier,
That's
Tony.
okay. Hey,
Yeah.
it's not too late. It's never too late to jump on and get excited so we fill this place. And I know there's some of you that opted out too. I understand. Last year was a tough year. I did not have fun. Did anyone else not have fun last year? Raise your hand. Yeah, me too.
I didn't have much fun. No.
Did not have fun. That was not a good time. But that's all right. It's like life. That's behind us, and let's forget about it. Let's bury it and move on. But I'm going to ask all of you guys to come back and fill this place next year and get your season tickets. If you've not renewed, renew. If you opted out, opt in and get back on the bandwagon. Let's go, because it's going to be a great year. And I'm telling you right now, and I know he's coming out here pretty soon, but I would say it if he was here, and I'll say it now. We got our guy. We got the guy we wanted. We got the guy that we believe will lead this organization and this franchise to a championship so we can bring a Lombardi trophy to DUUUVAL.
Tony Boselli, ladies and gentlemen. So what is, you're now part of this process, Tony. That came out the other day in the press conference. Shad Khan mentioned that in the press conference. All right, yeah, we get it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
However, is it your first time in a process like this? And take us through the interviews and what stood out and why Liam Cohen was the guy finally at the end.
Yeah, well, first of all, it was an honor to be a part of it, and I really feel honored that Shad Khan trusted me to be a part of the process and the role I played. But the thing, before I get to Liam, that stood out in being a part of it is what a great owner we have. And I know last year we didn't get enough wins, and I know in the past it's been up and downs. You know, we've had a couple really good playoff runs, and we've had too many bad seasons. There's no making excuses or anything like that. But I've always believed in knowing Shad Khan that we were very fortunate to have him as an owner. We're going to have a new stadium, his investment in our community, and, just willing to invest whatever it takes to give the resources to the players and the coaches to do what they need to do. It hasn't always worked out. But watching it firsthand and seeing his leadership and how he went about the process, I was so impressed, and it was a big honor for me. And to be a part of it was a lot of fun. I love football. I love the game of football. I love this organization. I love the NFL. I mean, it's great. And so to be a part of it was an honor. And going through it, you get to talk to a lot of people. You talk to people that know the candidates and everything else. And you do all your research because it's a huge decision. Because Liam Cohen is going to be the leader of our organization. He's going to lead our team. He's going to lead the building. And he's going to lead us to a lot of wins. And so you want to get it right. And it's a big investment. And going through it, I've said this to a couple people about, we had a multi-hour interview with Liam, the second one. There was a virtual one first. And about 30 minutes into the interview, I wanted to stand up and say, hey, can we take a break? Now, it was not my position, and you don't tell the boss that you want to take a break. But what I wanted to do is just go talk to Sean and say, hey, I think we got our guy. This is the guy. That's how convicted I was immediately listening to him explain his vision for our team. Not in general, but talking about our team, his vision, and then kind of dissecting of how he'd go about it, starting with culture to the players to offense to defense, just the whole building. And it was so clear and concise. I mean, this is a guy that knows what it's supposed to look like and how he's going to do it. I wasn't worried about what's going to happen on the field because all you have to go do is turn on the tape and look what he did at Tampa, taking them from 32nd in the run game to top 5. I believe it was 4th.
They're the only team in the league that were top 5 in rushing and passing.
Top 5 in rushing and passing. And as an offensive lineman, let me tell you what sealed the deal for me. When he told me how important the offensive line was, I go, that's our coach. Bring him in right now. And so, as you can tell, I am slightly excited and pumped that we got the guy we wanted, and he agreed and chose to come here. And I think the future is very bright, and I'm excited for what we're going to do. We have a long offseason, a lot of things to do, and a lot of things we got to get right along the way. And, boy, I can't wait for this coming September and to see this place packed and see our guys on the grass out there.
One of those guys, yeah. How about that? One of those guys on the grass out there is a quarterback who wears number 16 and has long blonde hair, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, we got some Lawrence jerseys out here tonight, right? All right, it's a big year for him. It's another new offense for him. I'm excited personally to see how Liam Cohen and he work together to craft an offense that works best around Trevor Lawrence. They do have some pieces out there that he can work with, but the way they build this offense and the scheme and everything that goes with it, that's the exciting part because Trevor's here about as long as Liam Cohen is going to be here.
Well, listen, I'm a big believer in JP. We've talked about it several times on our show Monday with Pete Prisco.
Yeah, it's Jaguars Happy Hour each Monday, 4 to 6 during the season on 1010XL, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. But not anymore. I don't know if we're doing it anymore.
Who knows? We'll see.
Okay, all right.
That's not the point. The point is, I believe that, and I always have, I have a strong conviction that Trevor Lawrence is our franchise quarterback, but he's the guy that's going to help us bring a championship here. I think Trevor Lawrence is off the charts talented. He has character, leadership. He's a great individual. He's great for our community, but most important, I think he's great on the field. And so you combine that with Liam, and you look at the history of Liam Cohen and what he's done with quarterbacks, what he did at Kentucky with Will Levis. I mean, Will Levis played his best football under Liam Cohen. What he did with Baker.
We booed him earlier before you walked out, by the way. It was a big, hearty boo of Will Levis.
That's all right.
But that's okay.
We can boo the Titans. We hate the Titans. We always will hate the Titans. And we will beat the Titans.
Sweet.
And then you watched what he did with Baker Mayfield. And I think the most impressive thing, and I don't know how much our fans follow what Tampa went through last year offensively, they lost their 2 best receivers. And one of them, Mike Evans, is a future Hall of Famer. That's how good he is. And they lost both of them. And they just kept on going and going and playing high-level football, and Baker was productive. They ran the ball. And to me, that was – I remember thinking during the season when those guys got hurt, I was watching the game that Godwin got hurt a little bit earlier, and then the hamstring, or vice versa, the hamstring first, and then late in the game, Godwin got hurt. And I was like, oh, it's over. The Bucs are done for the season. They lost their 2 best receivers. Most teams in offenses will go backwards. But what Liam did with his creativity and understanding the pieces he had to play with, they were still productive. And so I say all that. I think it's great for Trevor. I think we will see Trevor continue to just become who Trevor is, to reach his potential. And I think Liam and the staff that he puts together will help make that happen. But not just for Trevor, but I think for all the guys on the offensive side. And then I would carry that over just because of the leadership that Liam I've seen in a short time, the culture you want to set. I think it'll impact both sides of the ball and special teams. So I think it's great. I think we're going to have an exciting brand of football. And I'll just go back to what I said. And he appreciates the offensive line. What else do you need? I mean, come on.
It always comes back to the offensive line.
It always comes back to the big guys. If you
Always.
can't win the line of scrimmage, you can't win the game. And it is the only position that you can't play the game of football without.
You briefly mentioned the defense, which was far from ideal last year, let's say, on the defensive side. There are some key pieces there that you can build around. Josh Hines-Allen has a contract here through 2028. Everybody like Josh? Yeah. Trayvon Walker had another 10-sack season, right? Love that guy.
Well, how about, let's talk about Trayvon real quick because, you hear all this, and someone just said it to me today, and which I understand, talking about, well, we should have picked this guy instead of him, whatever. JP, you know
Yes,
the Jaguars. Tony. How many players in the history of this franchise have had back-to-back 10-sack seasons?
The one we're talking about right now.
Pretty impressive.
Right?
He's a good football player. So we do have pieces. We have 2 defensive ends. Josh Hines-Allen is a dang good football player. You got Trayvon Walker. You got a corner in Tyson Campbell who's a young guy. You got a guy like Foye Luakon in the middle who's a veteran presence. And so, listen, I'm not saying we don't need to get better. Obviously we do. We were at the bottom of the pack. Unacceptable. But the cupboard's not bare, and we have good football players on both sides of the ball.
Final couple thoughts with you. The coach is going to come out here in a little bit. Not sure where he is. I think he's nearby. We'll get to him here in just a moment. But this has been a quick arrival to a head coaching role for Liam Coen. 39 years of age. And, hey, speaking of the devil, we'll ask and you shall receive.
I guess you're done talking.
I believe so. Before we get him up on the stage, how about just come on up. Why not, Coach? Come on up.
This was a moment of progress, optimism, and confidence that we will achieve the ultimate goal as long as we have the right man. Liam was bright, prepared, ambitious, and he inspired us. I knew then that Liam was our man, and we got our man.
It's all about players. That's all I've ever known. In times of crisis, think players, not plays.
Lawrence looking, throws, end zone, going up to make the catch is Ingram. Hurts, pressure coming, and Hines-Allen buries him. Puts a man under it, Boselli, he's got Thomas wide open. Thomas, touchdown.
Shad, you just made a dream absolutely come true. And we're going to work our tails off to bring championships to Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaguars head coach Liam Coen. Hey, look at that. See that big hug between these two? Yeah.
I'm telling you. The moment Liam walked in the interview, and I told him this, I said 30 minutes earlier. I'm 5 minutes in. I'm like, this is a dude. Because this is a guy. Liam played college football, and I love the comment. 2 comments. My favorite comments Liam's made so far. It's players, not plays. How many times have I said on our show?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not X's and O's. It's Jimmy's and Joe's. And the second thing is, I said it 3 times. I'm going to say it a 4th. He loves the big guys. He loves the offensive line.
Yes.
Okay.
Tony, that's awesome, man.
We've had enough of Tony talking, Coach. I mean, how about this response tonight,
Hey, guys,
Liam?
this is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Thank you. Unreal. Unreal. Thank you guys so much.
All right, your first head coaching gig. What are you up to now? What's going on? How busy are you? What's your day look like every
I've
day?
been watching a ton of Netflix, hanging out, relaxing. I mean, guys, we're hitting the ground running, really, is what it comes down to. Hitting the ground running, trying to hire the best staff possible, put these players in the best position to be successful, and it starts there.
Family settled in yet? They got a little bit more time to go, huh?
Yeah, my family right now went back to Tampa for a week or two. I'll be here for the next week or so. Maybe before the Super Bowl, end up going back for the weekend and then get them over here to Jacksonville. Let's go.
Love it. Give us who is head coach Liam Cohen? Who are you?
I think if you look at it from the pride standpoint, this has been my life, guys. Football has been my life since I was this big. Seeing all these guys in here, little kids, this was my dream. That was my dream. Everything I've ever wanted to do was be a football player, a football coach. This is the dream. So pride, and that's what we're going to bring to this thing.
Hey, Liam, because I got to meet your family, and I spent some time with your dad. Talk a little bit about the influence of him, because he's a ball coach. And it was funny, I was sitting there talking, he started talking ball and talking about play, and I was like, man, this is great. But talk a little about the influence of your dad as a ball coach and kind of where helped you get here.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's where it all started. I grew up, like I said the other day, with my hero, my dad, and a football coach all in one in my house. And so it wasn't hard to really kind of follow in his footsteps and decide at an early age, man, this is what I think I really want to do. And then you continue to climb and see where it takes you. But the lessons I learned from him was be honest, upfront about things when you have to be, and end up having to make critical decisions. And this game is about toughness and how physically and mentally tough are we going to be, and that's going to set the tone.
You've been around some influential coaches in your rise up the ranks as well. I mean, McVay in L.A., of course, has to be a huge influence on you. Stoops at Kentucky. What have you taken away? Kentucky again with the clapping all night long. What did you take away from each of those guys, and how did they help you advance your career?
Yeah, I think when I ended up getting hired by the Rams in 2018, you looked at it as an opportunity to just put your head down and get really a PhD in coaching. It was just a matter of, hey, I'm going to do everything I'm asked to do when I'm asked to do it, and try to go learn as much as I can in as much short period of time of being there. You really learned about the ins and outs of coaching, and then go get an opportunity to go call plays in the SEC, and given that opportunity, that takes trust. That takes ability from a head coach, Mark Stoops, as you mentioned, to go into the ranks, an unproven guy to go do it. But hey, sometimes you got to bet on yourself to go do it, and that's what happened.
You were in some successful buildings. They had some successful years earlier in your time in L.A., not the second go-around. A lot of quarterback changes that year when you were the OC there.
Yeah, but hey, the second time,
what?
I didn't even know Liam then. I was doing a Thursday night game for national radio, and we're there, and we find out before that they have quarterback injuries, and Baker Mayfield got signed with the Rams, I think, like Tuesday, right? Monday, Tuesday, for a Thursday night game, and he was going to start. And I remember sitting in the booth before the game like, this is going to be the most miserable night ever. Because it's just bad football. It's like, come on, you have like 2 plays. And so the game's going on, and it's kind of sloppy back and forth, but the Rams are hanging in there, and I don't remember who they're playing, but it's not great. And who were they playing? Raiders. Okay, they're playing the Raiders. They weren't very good either. And it comes down to the end of the game, and you guys got the ball with like 2 minutes on the 20 or something like that. Some of them backed up. And I remember all of a sudden I was doing this game, and I started rooting, which is the last thing you're supposed to do broadcasting a game, rooting for the Rams, because I'm watching Baker Mayfield like starting to dial and like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, dang. I said, and at that time I didn't know Liam, and I'm like, man, McVay and his staff did a great job. And to me, I think, Liam, that speaks more than anything. It's about the players. And talk about just how you view that and getting guys ready to go out on this field and do great things.
Yeah, that's a great point that you made. That was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever been a part of, is when we went and won that Thursday night game. It's like going and cramming for an exam you haven't even ever looked at. And you get an opportunity. We said before the game, if we get a chance, if we win this game, this will be an actual football miracle. And that's what it was.
And they won. They
It
went down
won.
and scored at the end
Yeah.
to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and Baker just did the things that he does at a high level. And but when what you mentioned about the players over plays, it's been a mentality that, like I mentioned, has been instilled in me at a young age. And if you can go to bed every night, looking yourself in the mirror as a coach, knowing that you got Brian Thomas Jr. the ball, you got 10 targets, you got Etienne at least 20 carries, you got Big Tank 20 carries. You're getting these guys in the game and in a flow, and you can sleep good at night knowing that you got your ball to the best player as many times as possible. We'll see what happens.
What are, Coach, some philosophies of a successful organization? You've been involved in some over your years. What stands out? What is it to be a Jaguar and to be a successful organization?
I think it first, starts with the vision, and that's where we're at. We have a clear vision in terms of where we're trying to go, right? The football, we know that we need to take care of that. Offense, defense, special teams, that's what we have to be able to take care of. But if we can have clear, concise communication and everybody be in alignment and trying to go to this level, right? Every day, stack blocks, try to get better each and every day. Football, staff, players, all included, usually good things happen.
What can these fans do to help?
Guys, it's going to be an interesting few years, right? We're going to be different stadiums. Guys, it doesn't matter who we play and where we play them. We got to show up.
Play in the parking lot.
Doesn't matter. Show up. Show up, and we'll put something on tape, and we'll put something on this product of this field that you guys are proud of seeing.
All right. We're going to wrap it up. We got a few questions submitted from season ticket members. How about that? And those who aren't season ticket members, again, tonight is your night.
And don't forget, you
Check it
can
out.
still buy tickets. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
too
You didn't miss the opportunity. There's no cutoff line. Go buy them tonight.
Right, Coach? You can
We'll
get
be
it
good.
done now, right?
Hey, guys, what did I just say? Anytime, any place, but it starts right here.
All right, let's get to some questions from submitted earlier from season ticket members. The Spullen family, 30-year season ticket members from day one since 1995. What are a few things that appealed to you most about the head coaching job over some others that were open in this cycle?
Yeah, I think you look at the opportunity to coach Trevor Lawrence first and foremost. Right? That's where this thing starts. And then you look on the defensive side of the ball with Josh Hines Allen, another A-plus quality person. And that's what this is all about. Having two guys on both sides of the ball, and then we have a lot of other players, as you guys all know. But when you have leaders and good people that start this thing off, that's what this is all about. And with a shared vision from everybody in the facility and in this operation, guys, that's what we really get interested in and excited about.
It was cool to see those guys at your press conference the other day, too, right?
I've had some great dialogue with those guys already. Hopefully have an opportunity to really connect with them in person over the next few days here. And, hey, we've got to be honest with each other. We've all got to be honest with each other about, hey, what do we got to do better? What we did well? How do we improve on those things? And then go coach up the rest.
The Wheeler family has a question. 17-year season ticket members since the mid-2000s. So what is your vision for our offense? Or have you had time to draw up some X's and O's yet?
The slant, yeah, exactly. The slant's always open, man. Until you hit the sluggo. Got to get the slug. Hey, but this play, like we said, there's a core foundation belief that we want to play with. We want to be fast. And what does that mean? That means, hey, fundamentally sound, attacking, situational masters, and tough, both mentally and physically. What does that look like? I can't tell you. Hey, we will be in 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 21 pony personnel, and be able to mix this thing up so we can. Defenses aren't going to get a beat. We've got to be able to do those things to give our players the best chance.
So he doesn't have one yet, is what he's. I'm kidding, of course. Lucas Barkey, 17-year season ticket member. Do you like the current jerseys or the Prowler throwbacks better? Whoa. Hey, let's take a look. Who's got the Prowler throwbacks on? Okay, those are the Prowlers.
Dude.
Those are pretty cool.
All I remember growing up watching was 71 and Mark Brunell letting it rip. I got to go with the throwback, man. Got to go.
Listen to this guy. All I remember is 71. I mean, he's been programmed already. Yes. You're going to fit in just fine in this place, Liam. Great. Tony Harris, a 12-year season ticket member. How do you keep all the players locked in and engaged on the culture here?
It's a great question. Education, right? How much can we educate these guys in this off-season program and show them what it's like to truly go win championships? And that's our job, right? We can't go out and show them out here in the off-season. We have to show them the tape. The tape doesn't lie, right? So how do we go and show these guys what it looks like to go win a Super Bowl, right? In a 2-minute drill to go do it. That's the type of things that builds culture, but they've got to go see it with their eyes first before they go do it and get the muscle memory out here.
All right, couple more questions. We'll get out of here tonight. So this is from Pete Darrington, 7-year season ticket member. What made Jacksonville so different that this was the one place that you interviewed? And in your few days here so far, what stands out about what you've seen outside of your office? This might be your first time outside of your office in like a week.
I don't think he's seen anything.
There's actual
That's a
air
tough question.
out here.
The sky.
The moon is out tonight. Incredible.
Well, we came here last year at Kentucky, actually played in this stadium against Clemson last year. So it was a great atmosphere for that, and you really look around, man, this is a good place for us to call home for the next few years, right, until some things start to change, but this is still our home. All right, and then you get into around the community. We stayed over at TPC. Obviously, I'm a golfer, so I love that. All right, but this just seems like a place that's yearning for success. Yearning for success. And that's what we want to try to provide.
What's your handicap, if you don't mind me asking?
9.4.
Oh. What's yours, Tony?
7-4.
Oh, wow. We're going to have a match and figure it out.
I'm not giving any strokes, though.
No, of course not.
You are.
One more question. We'll get it done tonight. This is from Anonymous. Given that you're an offensive-minded coach, what is your plan for the 5th pick in the draft?
Hey. Well, I'd like to hear some suggestions real fast. Hey, at the end of the day, man, we want to play physical defense.
There we go.
We want to play physical brand of football. We want to play good defense. We want to be fundamentally sound on special teams, but we better go light that scoreboard up on offense.
It's big enough to put a lot of points up there, that's for sure.
doubt.
I think we should pick a good player. How about that? Just a good one.
That's all that matters.
Or a
That's all
great
that
one.
matters.
Great one, good one.
Great one
I'll
would
take
be,
it.
yeah, really great.
I'll be good with that.
It's going to be there.
I love that. Final thought, Coach. Well, you're fired up. I can tell, just the few times we've interacted so far, that you're just eager to hit this ground running and get on the grass, right?
Yeah, this is a unique opportunity, guys. Like, I know last week was that was a rough week. That was a wild one. But what I am genuinely saying is I appreciate, and my family appreciates, your patience, your trust, and your belief that we're going to get this thing right.
Head coach Liam Cohen. All right, we've got T-shirts to throw out too. So, Coach, stand by. We're gonna throw. How's your arm, by the way? Okay, good. It's arm. His arm's fine. Tony, how's your shoulder? Can you throw? All right, everybody, how about a hand? Liam Cohen, Tony Boselli.
Hey, are we done?
Yeah.
Hey, one last thing. I hope. Hey, hold on. Relax. I think you see why Shad Khan and all of us were excited for this guy to be our next head coach. So on the count of 3, we are going to give a big DUUUVAL and let him go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. DUUUVAL! All right, go get your season tickets. Lock it in. If you buy them now, you lock in for 28. Buy them this year and lock in your priority for 28.
Thank y'all for coming. Have fun tonight. Appreciate it. Let's go Jags.